pretty cool honor, and I can't wait to do this on behalf of all the fans. I get to drive Wilbur Shaw's 1939, 1940 winner. You can see it at the museum. I'm going to be a little emotional today when I get a chance to drive this car. Was really special, and it's a lovely car. And, driving down the back street got a little emotional. What can I tell you? But the thing that whenever I drive these older cars comes into my head is these guys were so brave. So hats off to them.
Genius there. Okay. Bang! Get some, Daddy. Bruin. Get you a cup. I'm Poppy. I've been drinking coffee all morning, so I might drive a little fast, but it's okay.
Hi, I'm Dan Rosenau. I'm the restoration manager here at the Speedway Museum.
CJ, I work in the Resto shop, junior restoration technician.
I work in the restoration shop. Worked on IndyCar teams for the last 35 years.
I've been here since January, so I'm kind of new to the position, but worked in racing my entire life since I was a kid.
I was in the service for the past 6-7 years, working on helicopters, mostly CH-47, Chinooks.
And worked my way up through the various levels of racing. 3 different IndyCar teams for the last 25 years.
Now I kind of took a step back from the competition side and still want to be involved with racing. I really like the history of cars and the history of racing.
My hobbies throughout the years have mostly dealt with cars. I really like working on the old road cars, but race cars are also pretty cool.
See, this car runs on methanol, so you have to pickle it. The ones that run on gasoline, you don't have to pickle. Methanol is corrosive. Pickle it. Okay. Take the methanol fuel out of the fuel system and introduce something with some oil in it, say gasoline or marble mystery oil. All the engine parts, all the aluminum stuff turns powdery. So first car we're going to do is the 1978 race winner. It's the Lola, 1978 Lola with a Cosworth EFX in it and a Hillborn manual fuel injection system and a Hillborn pump, which is external to the tank and is cable driven over on the right side of the car. This Hillborn fuel pump for fuel injection it lasted all the way from the 50s until this one ran until the until just about 1980, and then we went to electronic injection with an internal pump. So we'll just pump the fuel out and get to pickling it. We're gonna get ready to flow some fuel through it. It's gonna be gasoline with a dash of Marvel mystery oil in it. There we go. So the first stuff that comes out is alcohol. And then it'll turn to all fuel, but it sounds like I'm out of gas. Basically what you want to do is you want to get the alcohol out of the system because it attacks the aluminum parts, it absorbs water and rusts the steel parts, and then when it dries up it turns into a gel, and then it actually turns into like a granular sand type stuff.
At the end of every weekend the teams would pickle the motor, so they had them set up to be fairly reasonable process and not too you know, the more complicated the system is, the longer it takes. But a car that's set up and matches our pickling rig is just a matter of 20 minutes to half an hour.
Each car you got to figure out how they plumbed it and how it was all set up, and kind of they all have the same basic gist, but you got to figure out the little idiosyncrasies of each car to make sure you get it right. You don't want to do is let the gasoline go back into the fuel cell. The bag is made for methanol. Oil-based fuels will rot the bag out and make it turn to black rubber dust. When you're running the system, you end up returning it into something. Right now, I'm just going to return it into a pan.
And then likewise, if we go to run this motor again, we'll de-pickle it. So we'll flush the system, we'll get all the oil and the gasoline out of the fuel lines and fuel pump and everything, and get clean methanol going into it. You pickle it, or you put it away, and you de-pickle it before you run it.
Low on.
We can get people to read it to you.
Oh.
I understand that may be necessary.
That's something I was thinking.
Couldn't have done that without your help. Right on. I really could.
Hello, I'm Paul Page, voice of the Indianapolis 500. I'm standing here on a 3-foot strip of red bricks, which are the last remnants of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as it was.
After we talked the first time, and then I got into the second time, I was just turning pages. I was going,
Oh, damn, he's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, too. No, I just wanted to tell my story and how much I love the place, and that trying to say to the kids is keep your passion. You do anything you want.
the 78 Volvo.
Yeah. Finally, somebody gets it. It was horrible handling.
See, those are the little things we got to find out and write down in the history of the car, because
He said it was the most uncomfortable thing to sit.
Right. So cool looking at this technology, knowing what we know now.
World War I flying ace Captain Eddie Rickenbacker sold the track to Tony Holman of Terre Haute, Indiana in 1945. Now, since then, virtually everything at this famous old crucible of speed has been improved or replaced. Today, it is the most modern racing facility in the world. And yet, somehow, this old speedway has maintained the nostalgia that goes with 75 years of racing.
hey, come by at quit time, we'll have beers.
Some of these cars with more complicated fuel systems and lines and filters going everywhere can take a couple of hours.
So to make sure that we don't have any puddles of fuel in there, using a bore scope to go down into the belly of the car. I'm pushing it all the way to the back corner. Now I'm in the back corner of the car where the fuel pickup is. If there's alcohol puddles back there, it'll rot out the fuel cell and all the aluminum fittings. It looks good to me.
Looking forward to spending the next few years restoring, preserving, and keeping the race cars that we have running and on display to the general public. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting back to my roots, more or less, of dealing with some of the older cars and using some of the fabrication and machining techniques that kind of gotten lost in the modern world. Resurrecting some of the cars that have been kind of locked away because they're not suitable for display, and also maintaining and preserving our current fleet of vintage Indy cars.
This is kind of a good fit for me to my next 20 years.
We're not gonna live 20 years.
I'm looking for gratification. Say attaboy, clap. The applause lights on.